Okay, I'm doing it for real this time. No backsies. I'm uploading this. Okay. Alright, I'm ready. So, what I'm doing here, I also wanted to make an ASMR video, and I wanted to make a video talking about random topics that I like, mostly gaming and tech. I guess this episode will be mostly about gaming. I thought I'd combine the two. I've been always giving myself excuses why not to make a video, and I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. I'm gonna make this and upload this, and it's not gonna be edited because I suck at editing, and also I fucking hate it with a passion. So there you go. I'm mostly doing this for myself. I'm whispering because it's late at 10 p.m. and my roommate's middle of the week is trying to be considerate. Oh yeah, I should introduce this little guy. I should not excite him. This is Charlie. He's my pet pigeon. Anyway, so let me just get started. What am I supposed to do? Some tapping too? Let me try that. I'll do some tapping while I talk. You don't have to watch the video. You can just alt tab and play Dota chess or whatever. That's what I do anyway. So I want to talk about Google Stadia, and I have to be like deliberate with the way I call it because the name is so dumb. That is actually the first thing I want to talk about with Google Stadia. The name is fucking dumb, alright? And the logo too. This is the most bland, generic logo you could possibly think of. It does not scream gaming, let alone gaming service. It's just embarrassing. Honestly, if they were trying to invoke a stadium level quality, that sort of thing, then they should have named it Google Stradium. Get it? Streaming Stadium Stradium. I feel like it has a better ring to it. Like you could say, "Hey, I'm on the Stradium." Maybe, you know what? Now that I say it out loud, it doesn't have that ring. It depends. Some things sound stupid, and then whatever. Stradium is my idea off the top of my head. Stadia though is just bad. Now the next thing about it, alright, it will fail badly. It's launching 2019. The amount of people that can sustain a connection that can play stream these games are negligible at best. At best, they're negligible. Okay, like most people can't even stream a 1080p 60 fps video on YouTube, and you expect me to stream the whole game with no input lag? Not gonna happen. I don't care. That's against the laws of fucking physics at this day and age. Okay? If Google Stadia expects to launch to consumers who can actually buy it, everyone will be displeased with how it works. I don't care how good the infrastructure is for Google. The issue is the ISPs, availability, connection speed, and also, even if you have the speed, what about stability? And people don't have a connection all to themselves, right? Let me pick something else to tap. How about this? Like, they share the connection. It's for a house. Most people, I mean, I'll see it alone, I guess. You're gonna share it. You're not gonna have the whole access, and even if you do, the companies always say it's like reaches up to this point. So it's never like continuous. You always have that speed running. It's just so many issues with it, right? Until internet becomes ubiquitous and stable, when the ISPs pull their head out of their ass and stop like jerking off that money and actually improve their services, maybe get some regulation there that's badly needed. Until then, gaming streaming will not work. I guess I'll go off on a little tangent. This is why I like Xbox approach more. Their Project Cloud, they're working on it, right? But they know that this stuff is not really usable right now. That's why I think the Xbox Game Pass is gonna be the big deal. Imagine, E3, they released MTC on PC, Halo Infinite, and then I don't know, some other games, and all of it is available day one on Xbox Game Pass, $15 a month. And here's the kicker: you can download it and play it offline, online, on your PC or Xbox, and the save data travels with you. And I would assume, you know, you only buy it once, of course. So it's great. I think it's a fantastic service, and I would jump on it now. You could get it now when there are a couple of games on the pass that are on PC, but on PC it's not a huge thing yet. Just a couple, like in the end. I don't remember. Nothing worthwhile. Maybe Recore, I guess. But that could be expanding, and it gives, I think, a lot of value to games that are shorter. Because most games, $60, they want to make it the big package. Well, what about a game that you can finish in 4 hours, and that's co-op? And Xbox Game Pass, it would be conducive to that. All of you already have the pass. A new game came out. Now you all have access to it. You can download it, play it, try it, whatever. It sounds like a good idea. And considering the money Netflix makes with just $10 a month, I think $15 a month, while still a steal, if people subscribe to that, Microsoft could be making a lot of money still, I think, even with that price. And I think they should keep it that low and not increase it, honestly. I was into my tangent there. Next topic I want to cover is the Epic. Here's Tabasco, yeah. Actually, nah, that's not good. How about this? Epic Game Store. Alright. I'm gonna call out Tim Sweeney. I don't care, I'm gonna curse. Fuck you, Tim Sweeney. You? Fuck you, Tim Sweeney. Alright? He's the guy that killed Paragon. They brought him in during Epic Games. Fucking, they were actually in a bad spot. It's hard to think now when Fortnite's out and so big, but look, go back, I don't know, early 2014, 15. Epic Games split from Microsoft. They didn't have Gears of War anymore. Okay? They were working on a couple of games, I think Paragon, Unreal Tournament, and Fortnite, which was unveiled like 2012. It was going to be like a co-op PvE sort of thing with base building, because that was the hype back then, but it got delayed. And then when it came out, eventually in closed beta access, you have to pay for it to get in, which is stupid. It didn't do so hot. It actually was doing terribly. So Paragon was failing. Fortnite was failing, and Unreal Tournament was free to play. It was mostly a tech demo. Not many people were playing it. So what did they do? During the height of PUBG, they released Fortnite Battle Royale. They called it Battle Royale at the time, and it was just, they used some of the basic weapons and building mechanics of the PvE, and they made that into an offshoot game, and that exploded. It became a nuclear explosion, so much so that Fortnite Battle Royale just became Fortnite, and the older just Fortnite PvE became Fortnite Save the World. It was that bad. It's funny. And unfortunately, a casualty of this was Paragon. Got shut down, that whole studio. I remember Tim Sweeney, before he shut down Paragon, they tried to salvage it, and you know how what they did? They shoved microtransactions in. I was there. Microtransactions were egregious. And then, out of backlash, they had the decency to pull back on that, and the game, balance-wise, was doing actually kind of good before it shut down, because then, they did kind of a 180, so they said, okay, people don't like loot boxes, we can't monetize this. Then they started doing a cosmetic system, and they actually made the progression worthwhile. Like, the game relied on cards, like, imagine you're a MOBA, but instead of you going to an item shop, you have to make a deck of cards, which is your own personal item shop. So there is like a pre-planning stage, and if you don't pick the right cards in the beginning, you kind of fucked. I get that. You have to get the cards and chests and shit. That was the microtransaction part. So there is technically pay to win. Think of it like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but they made getting the cards very easy, and then they also made craft. I think crafting was in the pipeline, but they shut it down. I miss it, man. When they released Drogo, was it the guy that fucking has a bazooka? It was a lot of fun. There's nothing like this right now. Smite sucks. Has no. It feels like your paper airplane. It doesn't have any weight to it. All the animations suck. And high res, all their games are a buggy mess. That's a tangent. Okay, so I bring up Epic because I want to focus on their store strategy. It's terrible. They're stupid. Okay, they were in an opportune time. Okay, like public gamer like opinion of Steam was low because of all the garbage Steam shovels into it because they don't give a shit, because of the like high margins that they take from developers, which gamers don't approve of. But Steam had good services, so it's like, sure, that fucking hot dog place that's down 5 blocks down has great hot dogs, but the Burger King is right here, or whatever. This is a terrible analogy. Fuck that. What I'm trying to say is Steam has good services. Steam servers are great. Steam Cloud saves. What else? Achievements. All that. It has the shebang, and it's good. It's good. When you go to the Epic store, you realize how much Steam is developed because Epic has none of that. So, in my opinion, they should have done a couple of things. All that money they used to get those exclusivity deals, they should have put that into hiring a couple more devs so they can flesh out their store. When I first got into their store, by the way, because I wanted to buy... Well, no, I was interested in Satisfactory. And I noticed that there's no search function. There's no category. Can you believe that? I don't know if they have it now. I checked it like a month ago. They don't have any categories. Literally, the whole store was a page that you scrolled. And you scroll and it's like 5-6 pages worth of games, and they're not even organized alphabetically. It was terrible, and there's no reviews. It's so bad. Like, what the fuck? Hire a team of devs, contractors, get them in, put the shit out. You need it. I don't know. I don't understand how such a bare bones store expects to compete with Steam. Right? Even Origin and fucking Ubisoft shit, I don't fucking give a shit. Uplay have a lot of these features, actually. Have more complete features. Another thing is, I understand exclusivity. You want to have some exclusive games so you can get a head start, right? But the way you're doing it is the worst way possible. You turn the whole people against you. Like, people want competition against Steam, but now they don't want the Epic Store because the way you're doing it, it doesn't benefit the consumer. It's anti-consumer. Like, again, instead of using all that money that you got from Fortnite to fucking, coerce devs into going to your store, how about use that money to make new IPs? Epic only has Fortnite. Fortnite's not gonna last forever. You got all this money, build some new IPs. You have money to burn and then some. Okay, make some games that would not have been possible if it weren't for you, Epic. So people understand exclusivity for platforms. Of course, Sony's not gonna make fucking, I don't know, God of War for Xbox. People don't get mad about that, but people get mad when a game like Street Fighter is only on PS4 or something like that. I think that happened at one point. So that, just do that. Like, people aren't gaining anything when the game they want to buy is in a different store, and you're spending money, and customers are not getting any value. Don't go about it that way. Make games. That might take some time. So, for the time being, what you could do is put incentives, pre-order bonuses, things, nothing major, right? Don't fucking this mission is only available from Epic Store. People won't like that. But things that are superfluous to some extent, right? cosmetics, you know, maybe a bit of dialogue. I don't know. You could also do crossover items. Fortnite's still popular for games that is appropriate. You can have a cross promo. Oh, you buy this game and get the skin in Fortnite, and you get a thing in that game. Whatever, something small. But gamers love that shit. I know I would. And if even like game same price, but buying from the Epic Store gives you a little bit more, then that's the incentive people could use to go to the Epic Store. Honestly, no, and I don't think any other game store does this. By the way, like GOG and Origin, whatever place you can buy multi-platform games. None of them do this exclusivity tie-in sort of thing with cosmetics or just pre-order bonuses, stuff like that. So consider that. I guess that's all I wanted to say with Epic. Yeah. Spend that money wisely, guys. This is not the right way to spend it. Alright? Now people are getting pissed at Borderlands 3, and it sucks because the devs worked hard, and you can tell from trailers to this. I fucking love the series, and people now are review bombing Borderlands 2 on Steam just to show their discontent, and it's fair. They should be pissed, but it sucks that the devs suffer because of the mistakes of management, which is generally tends to be the case. So that's the story of Anthem in a nutshell. But yeah, that's life. Okay, next topic. Overwatch is dead. Nobody cares. Alright? I don't care how many Baptistes you throw. Overwatch didn't the stagnation of Overwatch is actually appalling. I don't understand what Blizzard is doing. During the height of Overwatch, during its sales, during its millions of players, they should have been putting that bank money into content. Expand. Right? But they didn't do shit. Maybe the couple times they made some PvE events, that's it. I don't understand what these devs are doing. Like what? You get one character and one map every 6 months? What is this? Games churn out more content in 1 month compared to you in a year. And that's why Overwatch gets boring quick. Doing the same 6v6 with the same heroes and the same maps gets boring eventually. You need to put more maps more often. Put new characters more often. Okay, like at least 3 to 4 times more than what you're doing right now. Because what you're doing right now is not just inadequate, it's terrible. And that's why you lost this chance. Overwatch captured the gaming audience like no other FPS has in years. And Blizzard just pissed it away. All these players, they hung around more than I expected to be honest. I thought the game would die sooner. But Blizzard is almost actively trying to kill their game. And why I say that, let me find something else to talk about this. That's okay. Fucking the balance on Overwatch is so slow and so shitty, right? I remember when I used to go to the Blizzard forums, there were 37 mega threads. You know what a mega thread is? A mega thread is on a forum when a page gets to 100 pages, the thread closes, and it becomes, and then, what was it? No, I forgot. They make a new one. I forget. You know what? I don't remember exactly the definition of mega thread, but there were hundreds, if not thousands, of pages of people talking about D.Va balance, because I think she was one of the most reworked heroes in terms of their design. I mean, there's some characters that got a single rework. There you go. But I think D.Va was the one that had the most changes that changed her playstyle over time drastically since the beginning of the game. I think personally, not personally. It's not opinion. It's a matter of fact. I think it is. Maybe someone else has that more changes. I don't know. Maybe Sombra. By the way, Sombra for a year almost wasn't touched, and she stayed with abysmal win rates until they finally fixed her. Goddamn. It takes them so long. Like, literally, if you go to the forums, there are people documenting with video evidence bugs, glitches, and even then, it takes a while for adapters to say, "Oh, we're looking at it." I don't understand. Wasn't Jeff Kaplan a community manager for a while before this? Can't he? Can't. It's just such terrible communication, such terrible understanding of game design. Like, there's no understanding of skill ceilings, skill floors. You've got heroes that one click, it's pretty like Reaper's ultimate, very safe, especially since he got his life steal. If there's 1-2 heroes, and I guess and if there are no stuns, then you can just safely ulti, and people will die within a second. That's a very low skill thing. Compare that to, of course, Widowmaker, who is very hard to play, but then again can headshot people and kill them quickly as well. Like, I think heroes, things should be easier to. The easier that it is to do something, relatively speaking, the less reward it should give, and then each character should have, reasonably, things are easier to do, and things are more complicated to do. When you start, splitting that up into different characters, so one character is always going to be hard, and one character is always going to be easy, that creates a disparity. Because then most people who are going to play the hard hero probably are not going to be good enough to play them. So they're going to have a bad experience, and everyone playing with them is going to have a bad experience. The hero that's easy to play is going to cause havoc in lower tiers, which is most people, so they're not going to have a good experience playing against it. And then higher tiers, that hero becomes useless, and anyone playing in them in higher tiers is going to have a bad experience. You got, it's basic stuff. Like, think of any balance in fighting games. I mean, to some extent, I guess it depends, but most fighting games, like higher layered ones, characters. I mean, I'm moving away from tier lists, but most characters, the good moves, the combos are harder to do, and then the easy stuff is not that rewarding. There is like a scale of reward and risk and shit that you have to manage, and Overwatch is all over the place. You've got Soldier that has auto aim, Reaper that has one shot kill, and then you've got people like fucking Hammond, which is actually pretty hard to play to get used to the physics of his thing, and people like, I don't know who else is complicated in Overwatch. It's not really that much of a Widowmaker, of course, just requires dexterity. Sombra is pretty hard to be effective with, to be honest. So there's no balance. So I'm done talking about Overwatch. It's gonna die. And also, this is fuck you, Jeff Kaplan. You're out of touch. Okay, you need to be more, some more humility. Fucking you disregard the fans so much. The reason why they're angry is because of you, because you don't give a shit. I remember in an interview you mentioned, I don't forget this, in an interview you said your wife was playing Overwatch, you having dinner, and she talked about a balance change, and then you implemented it. Like, that thing that she was talking about was something that was in the forums for months, by the way. So you take balance advice from your wife. You should just quit. You should be fired, and your wife hired, because she knows better balance than you do. She gives more of a shit about the game than you do, apparently. Anyway, Borderlands 3. Randy Pitchford, the guys at Gearbox, I don't know, and 2K, I don't know if, whatever. After the backlash, it'd be a shame if your game continued on this track. It's not too late, right? Backpedal. Remove the exclusivity. Gamers love it when their voices are heard. Like, you could argue doing the wrong thing and then changing it back to doing the right thing might be better and gives you more publicity than doing the right thing in the first place. Honestly, if you backpedal and make the game just available day one, Steam or Epic, you'll get so much coverage from all the game news, because this is unprecedented, and gamers will be happy about it, and they might buy it just to promote this move. Honestly, I would. I agree. That would be a good move. What else? That's all I wanted to say about that. Last thing I wanted to say, I don't know who's gonna watch this, but I just want to say, if anyone works at EA or Activision, they should just quit. Get your resumes ready, find a job somewhere else, because there's no job security at EA or Activision unless you're an executive. Unless your name has executive in it, you're a tool that they don't give a shit about. They'll overwork you, they'll kill you, not give you a dime of the profits, and then after you killed yourself working on bullshit that they told you to work on that you know is stupid, they'll fire you. Even if that shit does well, they'll still fire you. Who wants to work for that company? Same for Activision to some extent. EA is getting worse than Activision, but they're both pretty bad. So honestly, I understand. People have families and such, but anyone who works there should get their resume ready and start applying somewhere else. Even if the place that you're going to might pay less initially, I think it's better to go there than to continue there, because you don't want to be left hanging without a job, because that honestly is a very huge possibility. Don't take your job for granted if you work for your Activision. Assume that you'll be fired at some point. I mean, considering the amount of studios they shut down, I think it's like almost 100% likely that you'll get fired before you retire if you work for EA or Activision, to be honest. So don't bother. Pension 2K, I don't care, 401k. It's not gonna happen with EA or Activision. They're gonna get rid of you before you reach that age, that ripe old age. So leave while you can. And what else? I think that's all I wanted to say. Say goodbye, Charlie. He's tired. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna upload this. I don't care. I'm gonna upload this. No editing. Fuck it. Alright. I'm sick of procrastinating on this. I just wanna do it. Okay. Sorry for the bad quality. Sorry if there are any issues. I'm not even gonna watch it because I hate watching myself on video. So I'm just gonna upload it. Next video, whatever.